So it is stumps on day one in Manchester. Australia finishing with 299 runs, just one run shy of 300, but have lost 8 of their 10 wickets. England now would feel, they've sort of justified their decision to go ahead and do something no team has done in the past. Rather, most teams don't choose to do, which is win the toss and choose to bowl first at Old Trafford. But Ben Stokes has been audacious. This baseball era has been audacious, as we know, and they like doing things which haven't been done in the past. England would feel that they have the upper hand at stumps on day one in Manchester. 8 wickets, and over the next couple of minutes, I'd like to talk to you guys about how the day passed by. Do let us know in the comment section what you have to feel about day one, whatever you saw today at in the ongoing Ashes. But 299 for 8. That's what Australia have finished. A couple of half centuries there. You could argue that Australia would possibly have been much happier had they, let's say, lost a wicket or two less, and maybe it's where that fourth session was possibly the decider as well, as far as the day's play goes, because there was about 112 runs that was scored in the last session, but 4 wickets were lost as well, as far as Australia are concerned in that fourth session. England would feel much happier than they felt probably at tea, because they got 4 wickets in the last session. Chris Woakes, the main man over there for England in the previous Test match as well, when he was included, he went ahead and justified that call up as well. And even today, when he was brought into the act, he did end up picking 4 wickets. One at the start, and then of course there were the wickets of the middle order that he effectively chipped away with, and gave England that comfort, or that good feeling towards the end. You would say that England would possibly feel that only because they had those few wickets right towards the end, that they find themselves in a bit of a comfort spot at the moment. But let's just talk about one man who has actually delivered the goods for England over all these years, but it's not been an inspiring story for him, or a bright story for him as far as this year's Ashes goes, and that's James Anderson. 17 overs he bowled today in conditions which were okay, because you see, otherwise some of the other bowlers did manage to get wickets, but not James Anderson. He didn't get any wicket today despite bowling 17 overs. At times you felt he got a bit unlucky as well towards the end as well. You saw how there were some half chances as well, a couple of times when the ball did take the inside edge, but ended up not rattling the stumps. But that's how it is. They say the game's a big leveler many a times, and that's what happens. At times things don't go your way, and that's possibly one of the things happening with James Anderson at the moment. He bowled tidily though, I will give that to James Anderson. He was tidy in his 17 overs. It wasn't like the first Test match where you saw him missing his lines and lengths. Today it wasn't quite the case, but you do sort of feel for James Anderson, because of all the disciplined bowling that he did end up being wicketless. Let me know in the comments if you disagree or with me, or you have another take on James Anderson. But as far as how this match is poised, Australia, well, would feel that they could have been better off had they not lost those couple of wickets in the dying stages of day one. 299 runs at this track, they would have taken it before the toss. If they were told that you would get 299 at the end of day one play, Australia would have taken it hands down. But then it's those couple of wickets that they lost in the last session that will hurt them. But having said that, England would rather Australia, and from their perspective, let's just talk about for a couple of minutes, especially the two half centurions, because two identical dismissals in the manner, in as far as the timing is concerned. At just 51 you saw both of them depart, the two half centurions in Marnus Labuschagne, who played well, was again circumspect to begin with, but again could not go ahead and make that into a big score. And then of course you had the centurion from previous match, which was Mitch Marsh. He too was looking good, but then again came that ball that straightened a bit, and an exceptional catch, I must say, from Johnny Bairstow at the behind the stumps. So all in all, Australia would feel, had they gotten some more runs from especially the batters who had spent enough time at the crease, because the likes of Steve Smith did get about a 40 odd as well. So had these guys, let's say Steve Smith, Mitch Marsh, as well as Labuschagne, who did get starts of sort, had they been able to build a little more, Australia would have been in a much better situation than they presently find themselves in. But even then, they did get to 299, and they still have Pat Cummins, their skipper, at the crease. You can expect Pat Cummins to contribute with the bat as well, as we've seen not just in this Ashes series but in the past as well. He is a handy batter, we know that. Stark has held his end pretty okay till now in this particular innings, but it'll be a fresh start for both of these guys tomorrow when they come out to bat again. So it'll be those 15-20 crucial minutes for England when they come out to bat, and nervy few ones for Australia to begin with. But then even if Australia can go ahead and add, let's say, about 30-35 runs more from where they are right now, I think they will be pretty pleased with the effort. As for England, they will want to get rid of the Australian tail as soon as possible. Just a couple of wickets away. 299 is what Australia have managed, but England, after electing to bowl fast in Manchester, were good with the ball. You could say that they leaked some runs in that last session, because you saw 112 runs being given away, but then they'll be happy with the fact that they managed to pick 8 wickets today. That's all, guys. Thank you so much for joining us on this particular update. We here at Sports Day will keep you updated with not just the Ashes, but let's not forget there's plenty more happening tomorrow. You've got the India-West Indies second test match as well. There is, of course, the wrestlers who continue to be fighting not just the legal battles, but now you're looking at the Asian games as well, and there are things happening on that front as well. There are videos we've already done through the day, so do check those videos out as well. But we'll be back tomorrow to talk to you about everything that's happening in the world of sport. Thank you so much for joining us.